Finish the sentence. Perception is what? Reality, right? Now, it doesn't mean that it changes objective reality. What it means is I respond to what I believe is real. So it was a guy who was just somebody who was one of these joyful, enthusiastic people. He was a captain in the Army, stationed on Oahu, but he was spending some time on Maui for vacation. Well, one day, he said to me, he said, "Dave, have you ever been snorkeling?" I said, "No, I never have." He goes, "Oh, man! We gotta go." I said, "Okay." He said, "I'm going to get you some snorkel gear. A buddy of mine's going to have a barbecue tomorrow night." He gave me the address. His condo was right on the beach. He said, "Man, you just get out there at this time, and I'm going to show you. You just be ready to see some amazing stuff." So I was all excited, and I said, "Okay, I'll be there, Roger." And he walked away, and I was like, "Man, that's great. I'm going to go snorkeling." And as he walked away, I thought, what if I should have mentioned to him, I don't really, swim. So we got in the water, and I'm trying to remember my first grade Red Cross, what is it, snake, eagle, chicken, hamster, I don't know what they are. But I'm trying to remember that move, as I get to the water. And they start to pull ahead. Now my mask, because it's not mine, it doesn't fit very well. So it leaks. And it slowly fills up with water. So I have to stop every few feet and empty it. Meanwhile, they're getting farther ahead. Now here's the thing. I'm from Ohio, and I graduated from high school in the 70s. So you take somebody with that background, about my age group, you put them in the ocean. There's really only one thing on your mind. Jaws. That movie scarred a generation. I got in the water. As soon as I got in the water, that music started in my head. And I am so worried about sharks. Now, people will tell me. Have you ever heard people tell you that, there's more chance of you being struck by lightning than by being attacked by a shark? And that is true, statistically, that is true, as long as you stay on dry land. When you get in the ocean, those odds skyrocket. To make matters worse, I had been listening to the radio that afternoon, and they did a little announcement, a little public service announcement on how to avoid shark attack. Now, you can tell me it's a remote possibility, but when you're telling people how to avoid being eaten at the beach, and you're slipping it in between news traffic and weather, there must be some problem with attacks, So I'm in the water, and I'm thinking about what they said. They said, number one, never swim alone. Well, I'm a la carte. They're gone. So number two, never swim near dusk. Well, it wasn't really near dusk, but it was late afternoon, and I thought, you know what, I've been with the retirees in Florida enough times to know how much some people like an early bird special. I'm going to bet there's some sharks that would go for that dining option. And the third thing was never swim in murky water. Well, the wind had been blowing pretty good, so it really stirred up the sediment. You couldn't really see much. It wasn't even a very good snorkel trip for that day. So I just thought, man, ring the dinner bell. I'm going to do a play special. This is it. And I'm getting more and more afraid, and everything, I'm thinking, I think I saw a fin. Was that a shadow? Something touched my foot, I was terrified. And I'm also getting tired. I'm getting winded from all the exertion, And I ripped the mask off of my face because I couldn't get any air to that stupid bendy straw. And I thought, I can't go. There's no way I'm going to make it out to that. And I turned back toward shore. I think I'm just going back to shore. I couldn't believe how far I had come. I was halfway in between the sandbar and the shore. I just thought, this is it. I'm not going to make it. I am not going to make it. And I tried to strike for shore, you know, 2 or 3 strokes, and all of a sudden a wave hit me in the face, and I swallowed. I swallowed salt water. I thought, oh, that's not good. I've seen enough old movies. You drink seawater, you go crazy. And I'm getting exhausted, and I'm terrified that the sharks are closing in, and I'm going to slip beneath the deep waves. And I start to do the last thing you do before you really do drown. And it's just... And I'm going to believe it was God speaking to me. He said, stop. And I stopped. And I realized my only hope of surviving this was to get a second wind. It didn't matter if there were predators or not. I was going to die anyway. So I stopped. And I thought, I'm going to tread water. I'm just going to get a second wind. I'm not going to look to see how far I have to go. I don't want to see any of this. I'm just going to... And I did. I began to tread water. I began to do those breathing exercises. I felt my heart rate begin to drop. I started to feel strength kind of surging back into the muscles there. This is good. This is good. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. And as I did that, my body relaxed. My feet drifted beneath me. And all of a sudden, came into contact with solid ground. And I stood up. And the water only came to here. And they told me later, they said, well, that's about the depth all the way to the sandbar. I could have walked. But I almost died. Why? You know, I would have been just as dead. I would have died. I don't know what they would have put on the death certificate. You know, death by misadventure, death by drowning. I don't know. The truth would have been I died of a Mindshark attack. A perception that I had. They would have been on the news that night saying, a man from Ohio was found in 50 inches of water in full snorkel gear. Dead. Police are still investigating. But see, that's the nature and the power of perception.